Hey Facebook friends, happy Wednesday. I'm sure you guys are probably all getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow, getting all your food prep ready, and everything is good to go. And I was actually just upstairs with Nick, and we were getting ready, or I should say he was getting ready, his famous sweet potato puff casserole that he makes every single year for Thanksgiving. And my first instinct was, when I looked at the bowl of like all the walnuts and the pecans and the brown sugar all crushed together and all mixed together, was to literally reach in there with a spoon, try a bite, and make sure it was sweet enough. But then I remembered that I'm following this plan for Core de Force, and I have 6 more full days left to go. So I have got to be strong. But what made me want to come live on here was I was actually supposed to come live earlier because I've had a bunch of my challengers and just a bunch of people reach out to me asking me exactly what my day tomorrow is going to look like in terms of eating. How am I going to be able to still enjoy Thanksgiving, or how can they still enjoy Thanksgiving and the food there that they love without totally overindulging and having that massive food coma that you typically have at the end of the culmination of Thanksgiving Day. And so I put together a list of things that I'm going to be doing, and I'm speaking from experience here, guys, because most years, every year prior to this is how my Thanksgiving Day would go down. And I want to also let you guys know, I am by no means a nutrition expert. I am a massive food lover. I love sweets. I love like cake and cupcakes and donuts, all that bad stuff. I love that stuff. So in prior years, what I would do on the day of Thanksgiving is I would wake up and I would legit starve myself all day long until I got to wherever we were having Thanksgiving that year, because I knew that I would be having all of this food that I don't typically eat, and I knew the calorie intake was going to be way up there, right? So I would get there and I'd show up and I would be starving. And I would end up eating more calories than the average person because I literally held myself back all day long and waited for that moment. And so for those of you who don't know, the average American tomorrow will end up consuming 4,500 calories on Thanksgiving. And now with the plan I'm on right now, typically in each day, I don't count calories, but it's in the range of like 1,200 to 1,500 calories. So that's like 3 full days, 4 full days of everything I'm eating is typically what that one meal is worth. So how am I going to avoid that? How am I going to avoid that feeling, still be able to get the things that I like to eat, enjoy Thanksgiving, but feel good about myself at the end of the day? Rather than before, I would literally lay back, want to undo my pants, like the top button would be so tight, and I would just be like, oof. And then the next morning I'd wake up and I would be like, I am so full, I cannot eat anything all day today. We don't want that to happen. So this live video is going out to the people who want to keep things more in control tomorrow, but yet still want to enjoy the day without blowing it out of the water. So here's what I am going to do, guys, and this is not typically what I do on the day of Thanksgiving, but I want to feel good about myself, and I'm pretty strict right now because I have, like I said, 6 or 7 more days left on this plan that I'm following. So the very first thing that we should all do, okay, is to make sure that we wake up in the morning and have our breakfast. Have your normal breakfast that you would have, a normal, healthy breakfast. Your scrambled eggs with toast, oatmeal, fruit, a yogurt cup, overnight oats, whatever it is that you typically have. Make sure you wake up and you have that. We don't want to skip that. So I'm going to make sure that I'm drinking plenty of water throughout the day. In between my meals, I'm going to be drinking my water. I'm going to start my first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I'm going to start my day with 8 ounces of water. And then I'm going to have my breakfast. And I'm going to continue drinking water throughout the day so that I do not get dehydrated. Because what can happen is, and I've seen it happen to me so many times, I notice that my body will mistake and think that it is hungry when it's really just dehydrated. But if I'm having enough water throughout the day, I actually really don't get too hungry. So if you feel yourself getting really hungry, it's probably because you are dehydrated. So keep drinking that water throughout the day. All right. when I get up, I'm going to get in some exercise. So anything, guys, you can do, you know you're going to be having, there's no way to avoid it, right? You're going to have more calories than you typically would on tomorrow. So if you can do anything, like even just a walk, or you go and you ride a bike for a little bit, or you go down in your basement like I'm going to do and you press play for 30 minutes to get that workout in, whatever it is, get up, get your body moving, burn some calories, get that heart rate up. Okay? Don't show up to Thanksgiving starving. Now, I am a major sweet lover, and I found out that tomorrow there's going to be death by chocolate cake and cheesecake from Greg's and apple pie and all of these things that I love, that I would literally eat so much of in past experiences. So what I'm going to do, since I love chocolate and all that so much, is before I leave, I'm going to make sure that I have my Butterfinger superfood shake, so that way that craving is met, I get that sweet tooth all set and ready to go, so that when I show up, I'm not going to be like really craving that dessert. Of course, guys, when I show up and I see the death by chocolate cake and all the other desserts that I love, it's not like it's going to be easy for me. It's going to be still hard for me, but I'll be able to have way more control if I show up with my belly is full, I've had my shake, so my sweet tooth is all taken care of. I will be able to have much more willpower. All right, so don't show up starving. And now here's what I'm going to do with my plate, which is very different from the past. But like I said, I'm following this plan. And I mentioned before that I love sweets, a major sweet person, which is why I gained, 20 pounds over the past 4 to 5 months. And that's why I'm sticking to my plan right now. And I have to be really strict with it, because that was just an astronomical amount of weight to gain. So I am working on that, and I'm going to stay in control. So when I get my plate tomorrow, what I'm going to do, and what I highly encourage you to do, is that you start by filling up the majority of your plate with all the really healthy things. All the veggies, the salads, think the colors of the rainbow. Fill the majority of your plate up with that. Then I'll put a little bit of the white meat on it. I will skip the skin, obviously. And I love, 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 love cranberry sauce. So I'm not going to give it up. But what I'm going to do, instead of having a huge cup of cranberry sauce, I like the kind out of the can, Instead of doing that, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons, something small, and I'm just going to spread it over the top of my turkey so that I can get the flavor. Same thing when it comes to the gravy. The gravy is one of my favorite parts of the meal. I'm going to put a little bit on the top of my turkey to give it that flavor. As long as I get the flavor, I will feel satisfied. Whereas before, what I would do is I would have this massive plate with literally no veggies on it, and it would be all stuffing, all mashed potatoes, this sweet potato casserole that Nick would make, tons of cranberry sauce, and like a tiny little bit of meat. And then I would take the gravy boat and I would be like, psh, everywhere, till it literally is like soup, to the point where I would eat everything off my plate and it would still be covered with gravy. That's completely unnecessary. I'm obviously not going to do that tomorrow. So just enough to give the flavor so that I can have the flavor and I'm still enjoying what I really love, right? That's what I'm going to do. Now, in terms of the desserts, guys, because I'm following this plan, all right, I'm going to be much more strict than what I would normally be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be saving up my yellow containers, which are the carbohydrates. I'm going to be saving them up so that way tomorrow, when I get to Thanksgiving dinner, I can use those yellow containers and have a glass of wine or have my drink that I want to have. So I'm going to be doing that instead of having, a dessert. But if I were to have dessert, I wouldn't totally skip it. What I would do is, instead of having like a huge piece of pumpkin pie and a huge piece of death by chocolate cake, I would have just a small sliver of whatever it is that I wanted to have. Or if there was a healthier option with it, like if there were, sliced fruit or strawberries with whipped cream, I would do that so that I could get that sweet piece there. So I am going to be sharing all of this with you guys Like I said, I am not a nutrition expert, okay? But I have definitely been there, done that with the food coma. And I wanted to make this video for so many of you who have been reaching out to me who want to stay on track with your health and fitness plan that you are following right now. You don't want tomorrow to completely derail you, but you want to still enjoy it. Those are some tips that I'm going to be doing. I highly recommend and encourage that you do them too. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Catherine Reuter, I will be sharing tomorrow exactly what my plate's going to look like, the things I'm going to be eating, the things I'm going to be drinking, and how I'm going to get through this so that I can still enjoy myself and stay on track and not let tomorrow completely derail me so that I feel like a huge stuffed turkey by the end of it, and then I need to order a 3-day refresh. That was the past. So anyways, guys, I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thanks for always supporting my journey, and I'm thankful for you guys and thankful, like I said, for all the support. Love you guys. Bye.